in the name of they were causing public what? Disturbance. So they came to court, and the accusations were read to them, the judges, and they said no. So they were sent to remand prison. Surprisingly, the two people who were fighting had money to bail them out as bond. The three ladies who were separating the fighting party didn't have any money to get them out on bond. So they were where? In the prison. And you look at this thing and you're like, seriously? These people? This is why they're in here? There are a few others who, through prison ministry, have received Christ. They are convicted, yes, but they're living a life of freedom in prison because they went into prison. They were convicted of their crimes without knowing Christ, but by being in prison, God called them and they received the truth. Like there is a certain lady still in Langata Women's Prison. I'm sorry, I have only ministered to Langata Women's Prison, so in case I talk about prison ministry, that's the only one I can give as an example. I tried to go to industrial prison, but I didn't get that opportunity. It happens that Sergeant Matunda was the chaplain of the Langata Women's Prison, so she made it easier for us to get there. So this lady in Langata Women's Prison, she was convicted of murder. Her and her daughter, they murdered her husband. That is the daughter, and the mother conspired and killed the father to this daughter. So the husband to that lady, they killed. And she was convicted of murder together with her daughter, and they were sentenced to life imprisonment. And she never knew Christ. But through prison ministry, we went, ministered, and this life, people serving life sentence, gave their lives to Christ. And one thing she did that was very, very amazing, the moment she received Christ and she was baptized into the Adventist faith, she said, I want to talk to my people, to my children who are at home. So she called and told them, I want you to gather together, I want to talk to you at a particular time. So they all gathered, and I told them, I am living as a convict serving a life sentence. We'll never meet in the free world. But I want to tell you one thing. In prison, I have received Christ. And I have this assurance that even if I am bound in prison, I'm not free. With Christ I am. And when he comes, I'm convicted, I'll go to heaven. And my children, if at all you love me, and you would want to meet me, and we rejoice together, become Seventh-day Adventists, keep the Sabbath, honor God in everything, and we'll meet in heaven. By that simple statement, having received Christ in prison, she preached the family, and today we speak, the entire family of that lady are Adventists. She preached while in prison to the family and the Adventists. We are here, very free. We don't. This church, one thing that I believe is that we are blessed of God. This church, I believe we are blessed of God. And we can minister if we want to. By the way, I said I've been preaching in this church for the past 28 years. Surprisingly, I have never been employed as an active minister by the conference because I am an evangelist. And that's it. Nobody pays me for that, for ministry. I go preach and go home and I said, God, you said wherever I labor will I eat. Give me my food. And he does faithfully. The ministry of deliverance that I do, the one I talked about in the morning, this is one ministry that this church desperately needs today. And I mean desperately. Those of us who were in the camp meeting last year, you remember Pastor Ayako? Pastor Ayako, when we met last year in the camp meeting, he was doing a doctorate degree on genealogies. And he was doing the Kisi genealogies. He would pick somebody like Elder Mokaya and trace Mokaya's genealogy all the way back to Adam. So I happened to ask him a question one of the days of the week. I don't remember whether it was on a Thursday or the Sabbath. No, it was within the week. I asked Pastor Ayako, because I was so thrilled when he told me he was doing genealogies. I was so thrilled. Why? I know my brothers, the Kisses. We have a few problems as Kisses that we need Christ to come and intervene. We all agree that we received the Adventist message early enough, probably as the second community in Kisii, right? In Kenya, right? From Luo Nyanza to Kisii. And I love the zeal with which the Kisii community embraced the Adventist message. And then the devil said, okay, you are receiving it this much, let me show you. He took his throne and sat in Gusiland. So there are few things that happen in Gusiland that you wouldn't expect with believers. So I asked the Pastor Ayako, wow, you're doing genealogies. Have you considered dealing, or rather including, something called generational curses? And then Pastor Ayako told me, there is nothing like generational curses with the Seventh-day Adventists. And then I'm like, what do you mean? So I posed a question to Pastor Ayako and he told me, Mtumishi wa Mungu, you have opened my eyes in a manner I have never thought. I'm going to consider looking into generational curses. Unfortunately, he passed away before he did anything. This is what I'm saying. This church, the Seventh-day Adventist church, we need to embrace the deliverance ministry like yesterday. Why? I look at the church today. Surprisingly, most of the youths I have prayed for in the name of they are devil worshippers. 99% are Adventists. I don't know whether it's because I'm an Adventist minister, that's why I'm only called to pray for them, but others, a few who are not Adventists too, but devil worshippers. So many youths, Adventists. They've been introduced into occult groups, and they've done so many things. By the way, as I say this, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. My niece, my sister's daughter, was one time introduced into devil worship. And she only came to me for help when she was told to sacrifice her mother, and her mother was so prayerful that she could not do it. So she went for the devil worship meeting in the Atlantic Ocean, Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Then she was told, you have 3 days. If you do not kill your mother, we kill you. From Port Harcourt, Nigeria, she did not go home. She landed in Eldoret. Then called me and said, Uncle, I'm coming to your place. And I'm like, where are you? Eldoret. Okay, fine, come. When I told her to come, I realized, what? This girl is supposed to be in school. How come she's in Eldoret? I called the mother, and the mother's like, wow, thank you, please let her come. I'm like, what is that? Only for the mother to tell me the girl has been a devil worshiper. She has killed several people. The mother thought she had killed 4 people. When the girl came to me, when the demons were confessing, the girl had actually killed 10 people. She was supposed to kill the mother as the 11th person. There is a girl I prayed for in Nyanjwa, an Adventist. She had been in Segero Adventist School. She had killed 1,000 people. 1,000. And introduced into devil worship a whole lot of 1 million people. Imagine introducing 1 million people in devil worship and sacrificing a whole lot of 1,000. By the way, how many of us know I know we know this one. We remember the Catholic bus that killed people in Mwingi, just in the river the other day? The girl who caused that accident was a Seventh-day Adventist devil worshiper girl. Adventist. And you look at this and you wonder, where are we going? Where are we headed as a church? And the reason why the Seventh-day Adventist Church has not embraced the deliverance ministry is because of the research that was conducted in 1980, 81, and 82. And a report was given to the General Conference in 1984 saying that Seventh-day Adventists cannot be demon-possessed. And that, because the evangelical churches were carrying out deliverance and were all over with demon possession and deliverance, the church said, we cannot do that. And I ask, my dear elders like Elder Mokayo have grown in this church and they know this faith. Can we compare the faith, the church today and the church in 1980? Is it the same? Definitely no. You may not know. Me who has interacted with devil worshippers in this church, me who has interacted with the people who are demon possessed, tormented so badly in this church, people who have been demon harassed. By the way, there is a difference between demon harassment and demon possession. The two are different. And those who have been under satanic spells of witchcraft, I've dealt with them. I know what this is. I know what torment these people go through. How I wish that the church recognized the need. Let me tell you, many of the sufferings we go through as members of the SDA family, many of the challenges, they are done and organized in the spirit world, executed in the spirit world, and then they are manifested in the physical. Let me use the example I told you in the morning. The girl I prayed for this week, it was on Monday. No, on Monday. I prayed for that girl on Monday. This girl was introduced in devil worship in Form 2. She has killed people. She has killed several people. There are 2 cases going on in court of 2 church elders sleeping with a minor. She's 17 years old. So these 2 elders slept with her. So I know, to the ladies in this church, if you hear Elder Makaya, please pardon me so badly because I'll use you very much as an example. You're the one I know here. Okay? You don't stone me after this. So, Mami, you go out of here and you hear Elder Mukaya has slept with some 17-year-old girl somewhere. And you're like, for heaven's sake, how? Actually, the reaction of, I know Mom is a little bit very spiritual. She will not take the way I'm going to say, but a few ladies will do. You hear your husband has slept with a 17-year-old, and he's now having a court case. And you're like, what came to your mind? As this case goes on about you settling the issue with the one you had with, whatever, I'm also filing mine to divorce. Is it? Many of us don't realize that some of these things are spiritual.